Hello, and welcome to episode 6 of the Rise Fitness and Nutrition Podcast. I am your host, Carlo. You read this right. Today we're going to talk about some of the silliest myths around fat loss that, are still alive and kicking. And we're going to pair them with the truth. Beware, you might have been a believer too. Enjoy, have a laugh, and hopefully learn something useful for you. Fat loss. This great desire is lurking around our life more than we might imagine. The internet and its algorithms are tailoring for our content consumption, body standards that make us feel bad, and that will drive us, in our secret, to Google things like fat loss hack, or 30 days fat loss challenge, or even worse, 30 days fat loss detox. No worries, I'm not here to judge, but I'm here to go around the internet for you, bring out those searches, results, and help understand why there are massive pile of smoking BS that you will never ever recommend or suggest to any of your friends or family members, but you secretly believe in for yourself because, hey, we all want to have an 8-pack in 4 weeks. I mean, 4 weeks? Hell yeah! Where can I sign for? And here we go! Let the chart begin. Number 1. Spot fat loss, aka lose fat in specific zones of our body through some specific exercise. Alright, I'll give you 3 seconds to answer. Myth or reality? 3, 2, 1, beep beep. It's a myth. Why? Well, because our body is programmed to store fat according to our genetics and influenced by our lifestyle in terms of the amount of fat that we have. The one and only way to lose fat is through calorie deficit, so being in a consistent calorie deficit will make it so that our body starts using the fat stored around to provide the energy that you need for your daily activities. But there's no sign anywhere that if you, for example, do 1,000 reverse abs crunch a day in calorie deficit, you lose belly fat. You lose fat overall, wherever. Sure thing, training your abs will improve their muscle density and tone them, but such thing will not magically burn fat on your belly. Get over it. Work out and eat right, and this, and only this, will allow you, over time, to get rid of round cheeks, soft belly, love handles, and whatever else you pinch while checking your body naked in front of a mirror. I know, we all do that. Number 2. Fat loss supplements, aka lose fat overnight with this XYZ. Do I really need to give you 3 seconds for this? Come on, it's a myth. There is no supplement that can truly aid fat loss and that can literally melt fat away from your body while you're sitting on a couch binge watching the next big show on Netflix. I'm sorry to break this to you, but this is a huge marketing scam. Hold on. I can already hear you saying, but there's a study that tells that this ingredient works, Carlo. What are you talking about? Okay, fair enough. Let me ask you a few things then. Whenever any kind of supplement says there's a study behind us, so we are backed up by science, did you read the study or the studies with your own eyes? Did you read how they were structured, the protocol they used, the pool of participants they chose? Is it human? Is it animals? Is it in vitro? Is it in vivo? Did you know what kind of method they used and did you read the data? Okay, shh. Did you do that for real? Now, don't complain until you have done your research on it. I am very serious. Now let's make an example. There's a big buzz around apple cider vinegar as a magic fat loss aid. You can save your time because I went through the science behind it for you because it's a science-backed supplement. And okay, I found that there are animal models where this apple cider vinegar shows results to some extent. But these are animal studies, so not necessarily can be translated into results for humans. There is, though, a Japanese study with obese patients that did show some result. But if you read through the paper, you will see that they say themselves, and I'm quoting here, although the degree of reduction was not very high, end quote. Let me tell you something else. This study was conducted over the course of 12 weeks, and at the end of it, some participants lost around 1 or 2 kilos. But the point here is, is that they went through some sort of calorie restriction protocol, such as reduced alcohol consumption per day that, for Japan, believe me, it's a big thing. Now considering that drinking after work here is huge, what does this mean? It means that if you undergo a protocol that puts you in slight calorie deficit compared to your usual, consistently for an extended period of time, what do you have? Guess what? Weight loss. Add on top of it whatever you want, but if you have calorie deficit over consistent amount of time, it doesn't matter what you add, you still have weight loss. I don't think I have anything else to add here, apart from the fact that supplements such as fat burners do actually have a slimming effect. Yes, on your wallet. So tell your friend that recommended them to you that he or she is wrong. Buy yourself a gym membership with the money you save and magically lose weight while becoming the best version of yourself, strong and satisfied. Number 3! To lose weight, you just need cardio. Here are your 3 seconds to answer. Myth or reality? 3, 2, 1. Beep! It's a myth, although not entirely. You don't just need cardio to lose weight. You can and need, and actually I very much recommend you this, you do need to do strength training to have a proper weight loss. Why is this? Well, because by improving your muscle strength, your body will require more energy. Muscle burn more calories to be maintained, and a strong body is a healthy body, and the results are sustainable in the long term. If you only go through countless hours on a treadmill with the sole goal of losing body fat, not only this is time consuming and inefficient, but also you're burning your muscles away, which is the one thing that you really shouldn't do. Allow me to insist. Make yourself a favor, start a strength training program by adding, for example, weightlifting or body weight exercises such as squats, hip thrusts, or any type of push-up and ab exercise. Eat your protein, add some cardio to this, and your fat loss journey will be much more enjoyable, as not only your waist size will change, but you'll also be stronger and more energetic. Ain't that great? Now that goes without saying, I am not against cardio. I do walk as much as I can, and yes, walking is cardio, and ride my bike every time I had the chance to. I'm just saying that just doing cardio for fat loss is not an efficient way. So keep doing it for all the benefits to your sanity and your cardiovascular system. Number 4! Carbs make you fat. Eating after 8 p.m. makes you fat. Fruit makes you fat. Eating XYZ makes you fat. Oh, you heard this an awful lot, huh? You also recommended this too and thought about it for your own diet, right? Worry not. We have all been through the stage where eating after 8 was a forbidden fruit. No pun intended. Eating pasta was allowed only on Christmas. Eating fruit was a risky business and what am I talking about? Eating fat? What were you thinking about? Fat makes you fat. Haven't we been advocates of a restriction on one side or the other? Haven't we looked at that piece of cheesecake with guilt? Well, enough of this. Eating in a caloric surplus on a consistent basis will make you fat, as well as eating in a deficit will help you lose weight. Whether you eat your calories over the course of the day or the night is not relevant, and to a certain extent, the composition of your calories could also be relevant, but let me tell you more in the next myth. Number 5. All the calories are the same. Nope, this is a myth. Not at all. First thing first, let me tell you a very pleasant cocktail fact. A calorie is a measure of the energy that it takes to increase the temperature of a certain amount of water by 1 degree. And I have to say, I find it amusing that our body energy expenditure could be used to warm up water. Don't you think so too? Okay, so it makes me imagine that our stomach is a giant oven burning whatever we eat or drink. Cheers to your cocktail. Let's get back to our myth. Yes, on paper 1,000 calories are just 1,000 calories, but what matters to our health and diet is the composition in terms of macronutrients of those 1,000 calories. Let's make an extreme experiment. If all the calories are the same and we wanted to lose weight, we could eat, in calorie deficit, diet composed by, let's say, M&Ms, chocolate, and ice cream, and still lose weight? Well, our blood tests will probably be scarier than ever, and we'd be on our way to develop a long list of other issues, but we would still lose weight. Amuse yourself by going on Google and searching for these types of wild diet experiments. They have been done, and they still proven that fat loss was possible. The reason is always the same. Calorie deficit over consistent amount of time equals weight loss. Now please don't take me literally and start an Häagen-Dazs only diet. As I said before, the composition of the calories that we eat matters more. We need the right composition in terms of macronutrients to allow our body to function properly. So when you compare foods, look at the big picture. Calories matter, but where are they coming from? And let's make an example. 2 double chocolate chip frappuccino blended creme have roughly the same calories as 600 grams of chicken breast. The difference is that chicken will provide you a lot of protein, a negligible amount of carbs and sugar, and some fats. The frappuccinos, on the other hand, will provide you very small protein, lots of fat, and a whopping quantity of sugar. Lastly, the image is this. 1 kilometer is still 1 kilometer, but if you cross it on your knees or behind the steering wheel of a sport car, it makes a huge difference. There you have it. With our diet and the calories, the concept is the same. Number 6. You need a detox diet and to do a detox cleanse periodically. Myth or reality? TikTok, TikTok, boom! It's a myth. And oh boy, this is among my favorites. Imagine that you are calmly walking along your favorite street and you hear me whisper from a dark corner, psst, psst, hey, hey, yes, you. I have a drink for you. It will cause you diarrhea, make you feel sluggish, moody, hungry, deprived, and eventually help you lose a laughable amount of weight. Do you want it? It's free. Guess what? You'd refuse, right? Now, imagine the same thing, but with a premium package, a fitness influencer endorsement on it, and a price on top. Bam! There you are, swiping your credit card. While you would never ever accept a sketchy offer from a dark corner, and you will tell everybody to be careful, you fell right away for the same thing but in a polished look. Let me break this very sharply and strictly. We do not need such BS to keep our body functioning. Our liver, kidneys, lungs, and the other organs work around the clock to remove all the harmful substances and excrete the waste products of your metabolism. So when you go through these ridiculous detox plans, more than often you have to buy an expensive diarrhea tea or juice, drink exclusively this masked laxative for somewhat around a week, if you're lucky, then you have to refrain from eating other foods. Damn, your body has to detox. Can't eat food, man, come on. Then you have to spend more time on the toilet while scrolling on Instagram looking at other influencers selling their BS. And lastly, you have to tell everybody that it's great, hashtag detox, and post several pictures of it because when you realize it was a stupid purchase or a waste of money, you couldn't cope with the idea of being deceived, so you convince yourself that it had to have had some effects. Whoops! Am I too strict? The reality is that by reducing your intake of the nutrients that your organ need to perform this regular detox function, a detox diet can hinder your body's natural detoxification process and actually be useless if not harmful. Yeah, you heard it right. Yeah, you might lose some weight, duh. You're literally shitting yourself out while on a fasted week. Of course you shrink, but worry not. This weight will be gained back as soon as you come back to the world of the living and eat food. Once again, if you have the right amount of macro and micronutrients and a moderate calorie deficit for a consistent amount of time, your body will do everything it needs to keep itself clean and still lose fat. In this case too, save the detox money. Buy a gym membership and do yourself a real favor. And this was the last of it for today. There are so many more, so if you want to hear more about it, just let me know on my Instagram channel. And that was it for today. Thank you so much for listening all the way to here. I hope you had a chance to learn something new, have a laugh, And most importantly, I hope you didn't take it personally. There is a lot of misinformation around, so always find a reliable source of information and knowledge. For any kind of comment, feedback and requests, please reach me on my Instagram channel at thecarl.fit. Talk to you soon and have a great week, everybody.